Hi everybody on YouTube, this is Anastasia again. Basically I want to talk about me. People want to ask me who I am, where I came from, and how did I become so entrepreneur minded and why I know what I know. Well, let me tell you, basically, um, where do I start? At the age of 10, I basically started um, working by myself, living in my neighborhood, in the ghetto parts of New Jersey, and good old Trenton. And basically, I started my own lemonade stand with a couple of friends, and we started working on the porch. And I was selling like lean bez, and which is also known in English for Kool-Aid in a cup with little gumballs on the inside. They were good. And I also sold lemonade, and we charged like $1 to $2 for the stuff, and it was really good because we made like $105 a week, which is not pretty bad for a 10-year-old. And I started liking the fact that I could interact with people, treat them nice, and then I was getting money, and I was getting paid for doing what I did with selling lemonade, and that's where the whole lemonade thing is started with that. And then after that, as I grew up, I had little jobs. I worked as a janitor, a pharmaceutical assistant. At a young age, a friend of my mom's had a little pharmacy, and she would ask me to help her fill out the prescription forms and for the customers, and work the register. And at that time, we didn't have registers like we do now. In the 90s, basically we had those registers where you had to like pull it, almost like a slot machine. And I remember that. And then after that, I had a job where I had to work in a restaurant at a delicatessen, and I catered and cooked and worked with different people, serving food, and that was it was good while it lasted. I was being like $250 a week, working there at the age of 15, and I remember that. And that was in Pennsylvania. And then after that, I started working in two jobs: Blockbuster Video and Payless Shoe Store. I remember that. And I still like the fact of working, being in charge. And I was only an associate, but I had something about me that people loved and they were attracted to. And I started doing that. And then after that, I started working for the state. I got into modeling. I was with Barbizon Modeling School for 1 year. Did little modeling jobs here and there, modeled in a bikini, and I modeled in a bikini in a jacuzzi. Took some pictures, did a photo shoot, and did some commercials with some car dealerships, and that was good while it lasted, but it wasn't no money coming in. I was more putting money out on it. So then, but I got the skills. The skills are more important. And then after that, I started working for the state of New Jersey at the tender age of 18, and I met this girl, and I believe her name was Shelly, and she taught me the basics of research in how to do a business. And then I took it and I blew it up, and I made like this guide for the state of New Jersey called the License and Certification Guide. And I maintained it, modified it, and we put it on the internet for people to look for any type of occupation or business idea that they had, and what permits and licenses they needed to get started. So if you ever need any help with that, you just look me up and I'll help you out with that. And then after that, I started learning that people wanted to own their own business, and that working for another person wasn't always a way of making money. That you could actually own your own business and become sole proprietor, or open a home-based business. So I started looking into that, and then one day a commercial came on TV, and it was Ed McMahon on TV, and he was promoting the SMC company, which is Specialty Merchandising Corporation, and it's a wholesale catalog shopping company where you buy in bulk and you sell the gift items to customers in flea markets, swap meets, out of the catalog, or through the in-home gift shows, and becoming hostesses. So I did that, and I think within the half year I made only $1,000, and that was it. And then after that, somebody called me, a good friend of mine called me, and his name was Casey. He had called me and he said, I found your business card in ShopRite, and I'd like to introduce you to an industry called network marketing, and the company's name is Market America. Have you ever heard of it? I said, no, I never heard of Market America before, but I'm with SMC though. I like SMC. Why would I want to join another company? He said, well, wait, I want to tell you something. There are people in this company that are making 7-figure incomes, and I like to show you about it, okay? So why don't you look online and see what you like about it and what you don't like about it, and give me a call. So I looked it up, being the license certification expert that I was, I can look and see if this company was legitimate. I can actually go into the state homepage, put in their name, do the registration, their registration name, and find out if they're incorporated and if they're licensed and bonded or whatever. Found out they all checked out. And then I got involved with this company after I saw the presentation. And I started doing it, and a little bit after a year, from 2001 to 2002, I did the business, and I was selling a lot of product. OPC, a lot of their cleaning products and everything. And I wasn't so much into the product because I myself was not liking it when I was using it. When you don't like something, you don't promote it as well. And I was selling the product in home shows though. And that bottle was like $70 a pop. We had to sell a lot of it, buy a lot of it, and sell a lot of it, and do research and sell like with retailing and receipts and all kinds of stuff. So I got tired of it. I went to their national convention in Miami, Florida, came back, psyched up, ready to go, and then boom, everything failed. It wasn't for me. So then after that, I just basically wanted to just get out of the whole business concept. I didn't want to do it. I was falling behind on my bills. I was losing my house. I had a bad divorce. And, I was by myself. I was very sick. I had some kind of stomach disease that debilitated me in bed. And I couldn't walk. I was very, very sick. Basically lost about 60. I was down to 63 pounds. And I remember I couldn't eat nothing. And then I had to do some soul searching. My mother, I moved back home with my parents. And I had to do some soul searching. And I found myself. And I said, I'm coming back to business. And I got involved with a company called Melaleuca. And I'll never forget. I said when I was coming to Melaleuca, I was going to stay. I wasn't going to get out. I was going to stay with it to the end. Until I became my first millionaire. Now, I'm not a millionaire yet. But I'm still with it. And I just am at the tip of the iceberg of what I'm doing. I like what I do with Melaleuca. And I like the people that I work with. I got lots of friends, through the business. And I meet a lot of different networkers. People who know what they're doing. People who want to do this now. Not now, but right now. And earn the residual income and do what they have to do to make it. And I like that type of influence of people versus me where I used to be before. And, to make a long story short, this business was worth it. And I started noticing those commissions were coming in every month. All I had to do was just go to my mailbox, take out my check, cash it at the bank. That's all I had to do. And, refer people, some people to open an account from time to time. And I like that. I had a lot of fun with it. And I still am in this business. And I'm looking for people to join me. But every time I find people that join me, they don't take me seriously. I don't know what it is, Or maybe it is that they're something in their life is not right. And the business is not for them at this time. But meanwhile, people like them could get involved with businesses that'll rip them off and take their money, but they don't want to do nothing with it. And they expect to get rich quick. This is not a get rich quick kind of a business. This is a real business with real people, with real products, and real commission. What in the world is happening, Now, in my business, I'm not suffering. I'm doing pretty good. I'm a director right now, and it took me a year to be director, but you know what? It was worth it because I was working 2 jobs, raising my child by myself as a single parent, and going to school. So nobody can tell me otherwise that, they got no time. Make time, because you're going to have to. Let me tell you, make that sacrifice. The only time that I made was no more TV. I stopped watching TV, and my TV time is only in the evenings, from like 7 to 10. And then when I do my business, it's during the day when I'm home. And I work from home. I don't work for nobody else no more. Heck no. I don't want to work for nobody else. My attitude and my posture, I don't want to work for nobody else. You don't understand. I'd rather be by myself, working from home, and dealing with the fact of taking that time and using it wisely, working with people, trying to open shopping accounts, rather than going out and selling product, hounding people, pressuring people, repeat sales presentations, inventory, sales receipts, all kinds of jazz. I don't have to do any of that stuff. So if you have any questions or concerns, please contact me at ahauldri@yahoo.com. You may call me by phone at 60